Hello everyone, Mdleine here. So today I'm gonna be answering some questions that I got from DevonArt, YouTube, and Twitter. And I'm gonna go through them in that order. So firstly, DevonArt. The first question is from A Human Story 22. If you look back at your journey of becoming an artist, how would you summon this experience and your chance to make a living out of it? I personally think having a hobby as a job is a responsibility. I'd say mixed. It's been good and bad because of what you have to do to be seen and heard. You kind of have to be super active on social media, and that's not always easy. Actually, kind of hard and mostly stressful and energy draining, kinda, because you have to be super active and on top of it all the time. So making a little living out of it is hit or miss, I guess. And again, it's all about how noticed you are on social media. And it's definitely a responsibility because you're gonna have to be your own boss. Keep yourself motivated, keep yourself on time, make yourself do the work. And it's not always the easiest if you're feeling down, sad, depressed, all that, not so fun stuff. But you kind of have to think about why you're doing it, why you need to do it, and where you want to be in a few years. And that's mainly what I like to do. And then just think about the people that follow you and that they want to see you develop your art and, grow. Next question is from Laura X Stern, and their question was, will you post tutorials? And yes, I definitely will. I'm gonna start off by doing a basic tips and tricks video for Sai mostly, but then also a little bit for Photoshop. And why I say Sai first is because that's what I used the most and what I get the most questions about. I am going to give my patrons on Patreon early access because that's one of the rewards I have. They're going to be able to watch it 1-2 months in advance, somewhere along there. So if you want early access, you want to see it in advance, you can pledge to my patreon.com/Mdleine. And I offer a bunch of other stuff too. And the reason why I'm gonna be doing this is because my patrons are pretty much the ones that sponsor these type of videos, or are going to sponsor this type of videos. So that's why I want to make sure that they get, what's it called? It's basically gonna be worth their money, I guess you could say. And once I get more patrons, I'm gonna start adding exclusive patron polls where they get to decide the topics for all the tutorials. They can post suggestions, of course, which I then make a poll out of, and then they get to vote on what they want to see. And last question is from Tony the Pepperoni. I want to become an artist for a living. How do I market commissions? I have an anxiety disorder, so I'm afraid to come off as too pushy. But I know if I don't try, I'll obviously never get anything sold. So yeah, definitely relate to this, since I have social phobia with anxiety. So I can definitely understand the difficulty. So you kind of have to be a little bit pushy, but not too much where they think of you as a spam machine. So just being very vocal and active on social media is pretty much the thing you gotta do. I'm not the best at it. I'm still working on getting better with that. Okay, so next question was, do you think it'll be possible for me to do work in multiple genres instead of finding a niche? I enjoy doing lots of different styles, but I'm afraid of never improving or never being able to sell anything if I do all of them. Both points are valid, and both things have a positive and negative, I think. It's definitely possible, if a little harder to be successful, because for some reason people just prefer to, if they follow someone, they want to know that if I follow this person, all I'm gonna get is, let's say, cartoons, because that's what they follow and that's what they want to see. If they get a bunch of other stuff, they may unfollow or they may just forget about you. And that's pretty much how customers think. That's not how you as an artist want to work, maybe, but it is how you have to see things. But to combat the I guess boring side of having to do the same thing is do other things, styles, or creative tests on the side. So once you offer it, you already practice it, so you don't really have to retrain like myself had to do when I wanted to do realism. I had to retrain everything. So yeah, I think that's probably the best way you can do things. Choose one thing, but practice everything else on the side, so you have that option available in time. So that way you improve everything, but the consumer or the customers only see that one thing they want to see, but then you can offer other things. But the downside of that is if you start offering other things, people may unfollow you because they just wanted that one thing, which happened for me because I kind of drastically changed everything from anime to realism, and then just so then you have to kind of rebuild your name. But if you're okay with that, then go my route. So I mean, the positive thing there, if you offer a bunch of things and practice everything and show everything, you do variety, and people know that there's not gonna be just one thing and then get shocked or disappointed or whatever if you kind of alter it in the future, if you know what I mean. So I hope these answers are sufficient. So now let's move on to YouTube questions. First one is from Zelda Kitten. What was your art journey? Where did it start? What challenges did you face along the way? And what helped you overcome them? So art journey, I can summarize it, realism when I was little, then turned into cartoon, and then in later years evolved into anime and shibis, and then back to realism right now. So I kind of went back to my roots, but ultimately this is, my thing. So it kind of changes as you age, your taste evolves with you, kind of. I'm assuming you mean when I started taking art seriously. I hope. Which is around 20-ish. I can't say the exact numbers because I'm not 100% sure. It's kind of blurry there, but around 20 plus. So the challenge is being active, being vocal, being noticed. It's something I'm still working on. I'm trying to be more talkative with other artists. Just in general, being more tweeting about random things, or maybe how I'm feeling or what's happening and stuff like that. It's kind of hard when you're an introvert and you're kind of private, but I'm trying. And what helped me overcome then? Pretty much thinking about what's important, why I'm doing it, where I want to be, and just thinking about ones that follow you, what they want to see, how they want to see you evolve, and all those stuff. I think at least is a good thing to help. So the next question is from the Seashell. And their question is, when did you start to begin drawing, and are you doing digital art for a living? If not, would you like to do it? And yes, I am doing it for a living, and what I hope to continue to do. To start drawing, like, from any perspective, I'd say 6 years old is when I discovered drawing and art in general. But if you mean like digitally, it was around 18, I'd say. And the last question here is from Jasper Kaur. Kaur? How long have you been doing / making art? What is your favorite medium besides digital art? Again, around 18 was when I discovered digital art. Around there, maybe 17-ish. A favorite medium, I'd say oil painting. Never done it, never had the opportunity to learn it, but I love watching speed paints and live streams and all that stuff on people painting with oils. So last but not least, Twitter. And first question is from Bucket of Elix. What do you like to draw for fun? When did you start creating art? And where did you learn to make such beautiful art? Oh, that's sweet. Like to draw personally, privately, I'd say eyes. Publicly, portraits. Portraits all the way. I kind of learned from more experienced, advanced artists in realism and portraits and stuff like that, where I took a lot of inspiration and just and I also have a lot of them as goals for where I want to be later on in my life. Realism comes a lot from real life or pictures of real people online too, and then just kind of creating your own spin on things. The next question is from Noah Chugi. Do you still play Bloody Soul like you used to? No. I do go back to it when there's new classes, but lately I've been kind of focusing on the art part and nothing else has really been... I've never really had time for much else, honestly. But I do want to play it casually again, just kind of jump into it sometimes when I want to take a break. So yeah, definitely sometime soon, hopefully. And that's all the questions. That was pretty fast. I have a little bit of a note to make about social media, where to follow me, why, and their specific uses. First one is Facebook, PageWorld, ArtStation, and Tumblr. They're mainly just art and videos upload pages, just to spread the word of my art and videos. And then Twitter is just the main place where you get updates and just general information, like regularly about videos, if I'm sick, what I'm doing, if something's broken, if I can't keep a schedule for some reason, streams, all that good stuff. My YouTube community tab is kind of similar, but it's just YouTube. Straight up, just about the videos and the streams. Or maybe if I want to add a poll, ask a question, stuff like that. There are a little bit of everything. My Redbubble page, redbubble.com/people/Mdleine. I post pretty much original artwork, so you can get prints, phone cases, mugs, t-shirts, a lot of stuff on that site, so I think it's pretty nice. Definitely go there if you want to buy prints. Otherwise, you can support me on Patreon and get the raw, like, digital image, and then you can use that yourself to print out if you have the option. Lastly, I want to talk a little bit more in depth about YouTube notifications. Just let you know what you kind of have to do right in the future to make sure you get my videos shown up. I talked, what was it, around Christmas or New Year's? Maybe it was New Year's. That you had to click the little bell next to the subscribed button, so you can see like two little circles, half moon things around the bell when you know it was active. But now and for the future, you kind of have to hit it twice, because if you hit it just once, it won't like make that little ring active like symbol. It'll just be a regular bell, and it says like you only get occasional notifications. I don't know why they made it like that. It's just yeah. So now if you hit it twice, you get all notifications. That's that. So I'm gonna try and do some streaming tomorrow. I can promise. I just have to see how I'm feeling. I'll tweet it out and link it in the YouTube community tab. That's about it. Maybe I'll see you on the stream tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day or evening, everyone. Bye bye.